How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be making a mega factory farm, an automated one in the docks warehouse for the crystal meth product, which is going to be looking just like a factory, like an actual factory. This is a 10 employee setup, and we still have a ton of space in this place to, do our own thing at the back. So we're going to have 5 chemists and 5 handlers. That is the setup. That's all you need. This is going to be a very fast-producing factory, which is going to require you to restock a lot of things quite frequently, which if you've done any automated factory in the game at this point, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So the farm starts right over here as soon as you enter the docks, right? So right in the middle, you can see here we've lined up the chemistry stations, one facing like this, one facing like this, and they're 2 blocks away from your building things. So you can see here, there's 2 open blocks, 1, 2, and then the chemistry stations start just like that. Now this is because I've left a gap between every single machine here. The reason I've done this is that even though we can't walk through here, employees can walk through 1 block gaps like this over here. So all of your employees, if they need to walk to different things, they'll walk in between here so it doesn't slow them down. This actually allows them to have a lot more maneuverability when they're walking through the factory. So this is not really for you, it's for them. We're giving back to the workers. But anyway, you can see here we have the chemistry stations lined up back to back. Then there's a 2-block walkway like this. So it's 2 blocks in the middle here until we have a lab oven opposite each and every single chemistry station. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we have another 3 sets over here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The reason why I have these floor lamps is because they make a lot of lights and they look nice. So that's the setup over here for the lab ovens and the chemistry stations. Really easy to put down. Once you find the starting point, you can just line it up like that. Now you're going to want to stock the chemists yourself because it's going to take them really long to cook, 8 hours per cook, and you can hold 10 of each of the resources, acid, phosphorus, and pseudo. You're going to stock these in here yourself. And the way you're going to do this is you'll see over here on the left-hand side, just under the staircase, you can place these 3 large storage crates. We have a bunch of pseudo, a bunch of phosphorus, and a bunch of acid. So when you need to refill, you're just going to grab a few in your inventory, run up to the chemistry stations, and just fill them as you're going every couple of days. Really easy to maintain. Trust me, you'll be here often enough to do it. It's a very quick replacement that you can do for that product. All right, so moving on from this, we have our 8-stage mixing process, which you can see takes up the space just before the stairs at the back end over here. So you can see we pretty much have aligned these 2 bookshelves or large storage racks right over here in the middle of the warehouse, lined up with this side, and this one lined up with this side, with a mixing station facing here and then one next to it. And then you can see we have this mirrored on this side as well. So like here and here. And then we also have a large storage rack over here right against this, which leaves 2 block space walkway over here so that we can walk through. So it's convenient for us so that we can, make our way through here. Essentially what's going to happen is that the lab ovens are all going to have their final product stacked into this storage axis over here. And then a handler will come and grab product from here and run it through the mixers. This is the first one. It's going to start left to right as always. So it's going to start here. It's going to grab product from that shelf. Then it's going to move on to this mixing station, this mixing station, this mixing station. It's going to then move its way across to here, left to right, then to here, then to here, then to here. And once it's done here, it's going to make its way to the brick press located right over here. And then from the brick press, it's going to make its way to the final product shelf where our bricks will be stored for us to go ahead and stack our dealers or sell ourselves. So we're following a very specific 8-stage recipe. If you've seen any of my other builds, I pretty much use the same recipe. You can use it for Coke, you can use it for OG Kush, you can use it for, crystal meth in this case too. We're going to be using this recipe over here. I also recommend setting up a large storage rack that has the recipe in it in case you forget it. So it's going to be motor oil first, Coke, paracetamol, gasoline, Coke, battery, horse milk, mega beans. Just like that. So that's the recipe from left to right. And it's going to be stacked into these racks just behind every single mixing station. So motor oil, Coke, paracetamol, gasoline, Coke, battery, horse milk, and then mega beans. And then of course you're going to have to build the brick press pretty much over here. This is where I placed it. You can probably place it anywhere you want. It's not really necessary. I just thought it would be easier and more convenient to come from this machine to the brick press, and then the handler can take it to there. So it's very short walks for the workers. They can be very efficient doing it this way. You'll also notice that I have 4 racks placed over here, 4 large racks, and we have the exact same thing on the opposite side. This lines up with the pillar that holds up the balcony thing over there. So you can see same on this side, 4 against this pillar. And you can see here, these are the ingredients for these 4 mixing station racks over here. So these are going to be restocked by this pack over here with a handler who will be doing it. So essentially what you need to do is every couple of days when you come in here to collect product, you're going to fill your chemistry stations, and you'll make sure that this has motor oil stacked to the max. This has Coke, paracetamol, gasoline, because a handler will come and take these and fill up these individual machines like so. So they'll pretty much grab all these things and fill them up so that you don't have to go ahead and fill these up directly, because it might be a little bit inconvenient. You can if you want, it's not a problem. But if you're lazy and you just want to do like 160 product per time, you just stack this in here, stack this in there, stack that in there, it's extra. And then do the same thing for the other 4, the last 4 ingredients, the Coke, batteries, horse milk, and mega beans for stacking this side. And then you can also see I have a bed over here. This is for myself to sleep in so that I can sleep. You can place this wherever you want. You'll see at the back end of this factory, you can have your own setup here. You can be doing your own cooking here. You have a ton of space to work with. You can make more crystal. You can make OG Kush here. You can make like experimental like things to unlock new customers with samples. You can do whatever you want in this entire region. It's completely for your own design and control. The entire factory runs basically in this little setup over here. So it doesn't actually take up too much space, and it's kind of factory looking. It's pretty cool. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about how much it's going to cost to set this up by buying every single one of these machines. So at the warehouse, let's start off with our employees. Right at the top over here on the left, we'll speak to Manny. You'll see that he has handlers and chemists. These have a daily wage of $200 and $300 respectively. So it's going to be $1,000 per day for your 5 handlers and $1,500 for your chemist. So $2,500 for your employees every day for their daily wages. For their signing fees, we can go ahead and have a look. The signing fee for a handler is $1,500. So that is going to be $7,500 for 5 of them. And it's $2,000 for a chemist to sign them. So you're going to need 5 of those. So that's $10,000. So in total, $17,500 just to hire the employees. Making our way to Oscar over here for the main like machines. We're going to have 11 beds for $1,650. 1 brick press for $800. We're going to have 8 mixing stations, which is going to cost $16,000. Your most expensive stuff you got to get here. You're going to get 6 chemistry stations for $6,000 and 6 lab ovens for another $6,000. The first restocking of getting your product running, you're going to need 60 acid, 10 for each machine, 60 phosphorus for 10 for each machine. That's going to be $2,400 each. I also recommend grabbing a packaging station MK2. This is for your own personal use to turn bricks into baggies in case you want to sell product by yourself, to customers individually. This pushes our cost to $36,000 in total. Now you're also going to need pseudos, so you'll contact Shirley Watts and you will ask her either to meet up or you'll order a dead drop. If you meet up with her, she'll give you a location, you can find her. Make your way to that location, you'll speak to her and you'll see that in her inventory, you can buy as much as you need here, just more than 10. And she has the same price as she has in the dead drop, unlike the cocoa seed guy who scams you. So here we're actually going for a high quality pseudo, and to set up all of our chemistry stations, we're going to need 60 of this, which is going to cost you $6,600 to stock all your machines with 10 of them. If we make our way to a hardware store, you'll see what we need to buy from here is going to be your large storage racks, which I would estimate you need around 50. It's probably less than 50, but I always just have a bunch of these anyway. They're not super expensive. This is only going to be $3,000 for 50. And allows you to, place the extras at the back of the warehouse if you need more storage space for any stuff that you're moving. You can also get floor lamps over here, as many as you need. I would probably say you need like 20 to like really light up the place really nicely, which costs like $500. Really not a problem compared to the rest of the stuff that you're buying. If we make our way to any of the gas marts in the game, we'll be buying our stuff that we need for our mix. Individually for one processed item, so like every single unique piece of crystal meth, it will cost us $42 to add on to the mixing price to make it more expensive. So in essence, Our base product that comes out is going to be worth $70, but through our 8-stage mixing process, we're going to turn it into this that is worth $343, which you can actually sell for $548. So pretty much $70, you're going to spend $42 on top of this, and you're going to get a product worth a couple hundred more. So you're going to make hundreds of profit selling this product. But for your first setup, you're going to have to stock 2 large storage shelves, which is going to require 320 of each product. So 320 motor oil is going to come to a cost of 1,920. We're going to need 320 Coke, and then we're actually going to need it again because we actually have to stock multiple shelves for it. So we're going to have 640 of it for $1,280. Paracetamol, we're going to need 320, which is going to cost us 960. Gasoline for 320 is going to cost us 1,600. Batteries, 320 of them is going to cost us 2,560. Horse milk for 320 of them is going to cost us $2,880. And then lastly, mega beans, 320 of them is going to cost us 2,240. In total, for mixing 320 product that we can all sell for over $500 each is going to cost us $13,440. And overall, I recommend you have between I would say $80,000 to $100,000 to set up this factory and still have some money left over to keep it running. All right, so now it's time to assign our employees to their tasks. We'll start off with the chemist. They're the most simple. Starting with this chemist over here, assign them a bed. All the beds, remember, are upstairs. Assign them to it, and then assign them a station. They're going to be using all 4 stations. So starting with the chemistry labs like this, and then the lab ovens on the end. Her job is going to be managing the end ones right over here, just like that. Escape, all done, all good. The next chemist we're going to grab over here. We're going to assign stations, assign a bed. This one is going to manage this chemistry station, and then the lab ovens opposite them like so. So it's pretty much these 4 on the back left. Hit escape, you're done with that one. Our next chemist is going to manage the opposite 4. So manage stations, assign them a bed, and they're going to be managing this chemistry station, that lab oven, like so. So they're going to be managing that. Hit escape, they're done. We're then going to move on to our next 2 chemists. This one over here, assign them a bed, assign them stations. They're going to be managing a mixing stage process over here. So pretty much you can do this 2 ways. You can either have them manage all 4 on the right and the other chemist all 4 on the left. But I like to do this in a bit of a unique way. It might seem strange, but I did a video test where if you alternate them, they actually go faster. So I'm going to do that one, this one, and that one. So kind of like a zigzag effect up here, just like that. For your final chemist, you will just select the assigned stations for the missing mixing stations that you didn't select the first time. So if we go up here, it's going to be that one, this one, that one, and that one. So it's going to be that zigzag effect like that again. But if that's too complex for you, you can just select 4 on the side and 4 for the other one. Hit escape or enter to be done, and your chemists are sorted. Now we're going to assign the stations quickly. So we're going to assign chemistry station, set the recipe to liquid meth, destination to the opposite lab oven, like that. And you're going to repeat this process with every single station here, destination to opposite lab oven. So they're pretty much cooking here and then cooking again over here. So recipe, destination, boom. And then repeat this process for the other side over here, just like this. So keep it going across like that. We're pretty much going to repeat this for all of our chemistry stations like so. So just do that for all of them. Then for your lab ovens, we're going to hold shift and we're going to select all of them. So literally select every single lab oven. If you have them all selected like that, you'll see it says manage 6 of them. Hit E to manage. Their destination is all going to go to this large storage chest or storage rack right over here. This is where our cooked product is going to be landing before it goes through the mixing stages. Now from here, with your clipboard out, we're going to manage the mixing station, starting with the very first one. Remember, is on the left-hand side here, always left to right. So mixing station, don't change the threshold, doesn't matter. Destination needs to be the next one over to the right. So that one, hit escape, manage this mixing station, hit the destination to the opposite one here. Escape, manage left to right to this one. Escape, manage destination to the next one over here. Then escape, manage destination to the next one over, manage this one to that destination, manage this one to this destination, manage this one to the brick press, like so. And then from the brick press, you'll manage the brick press, hit its destination to your end supply. This is where the final product ends up. That's over there. So that's all your machines assigned, nice and simple. We just have to go ahead and assign the handlers now. So our very first handler is going to have an important job. So we'll grab this guy over here. We're going to assign him to a bed, no assigned stations. Routes is going to be from this location to the next location. So he's going to deliver, pretty much he's going to stock the first mixing station. He's going to grab from the base meth over here that gets into this one, and he's going to deliver it to the first mixing station. Very important. That's how it's going to start going through the mixers. Then he's going to grab from this location, deliver to here. He's going to grab from the motor oil, stacking it into this mixing station. Then he's going to grab from the Coke, putting it into this mixing station. Then from the paracetamol into this mixing station. Then from the gasoline into this mixing station. So he manages the whole left-hand side of the mixing stage process. Our next handler is going to do the opposite side. So here we'll grab him, we'll add his 5 routes, assign him a bed, no stations. So from here to here, he's going to pretty much take things like this. So he's going to take the Coke, put it into this mixing station. He's going to take battery, put it into the mixing station. The horse milk into the mixing station, the mega beans into the mixing station. For his final route, we're going to have him stack the shelves behind the mixers from the actual shelves that have the extra storage, right? So starting at the left-hand side, to make it simple, he's going to grab the motor oil. He's going to deliver it to the motor oil rack like that. And that's his job. We know the next handler has to start with the Coke over here. So we're going to go to the third handler like this. I think it's this one over here. So no stations, assign them a bed. Their routes is going to be from that Coke on the left-hand side, the one that we didn't do. So here to the Coke rack over here. So keep that one stocked. Then he's going to deliver from paracetamol and keep the paracetamol one here stocked. Then he's going to grab from the gasoline and he's going to keep the gasoline one stocked like this. Then he's going to go across and he's going to grab Coke from this side and he's going to stock from here into this Coke shelf here. Then he's going to stock from the batteries, putting into the battery shelf right there. So that's his job. Then our next handler will go to over here. No stations for this one. Hit from, he's going to pretty much take after batteries. So it's going to be the horse milk, grabbing horse milk, putting into the horse milk one over there. Then he's going to grab from the mega beans over here and put it into the mega bean one. Now at this point, you're going to have 3 leftover routes and your final handler is not even going to have any like routes used as well. Looks like the popo is here. Now for his final 3 routes, we're going to talk about what you can use them for, but essentially they're pretty much open for the most part, right? Same with our final handler. He's going to have 5 routes that you can use at your own free will. His main station is going to be the brick press. So he's pretty much going to spend all his time bricking your product and moving it across while your mixing station is like supplying product to here the entire time. Now, because you have 8 routes still available, you can do multiple things, right? I wanted to leave this up to your own discretion, but essentially what you can do is you can make a duplicate of these 4 over here and have them run into either this shelf, these shelves over here, or into like the main shelves again. And the same with this side. So there's like 4 and 4, that makes 8. Which means you can use your final routes to have an additional 160 products packaged into your mixers, which means you have to stock this like 3 times for each one, which is already a nightmare to do if you've ever done this before. Alternatively, you can place large storage racks in between the gaps here by the chemistry stations, which is another reason why I've kept it empty as well, if you did want to do this. Essentially, what you can do here is stack these shelves with pseudo, phosphorus, and acid in equal amounts, and you pretty much have the final handlers pretty much like pack those. So this guy who has the 3 optional ones here, he can grab from this shelf and he can stock this chemistry station. Then he can grab from this shelf, stock this chemistry station, grab from this shelf and stock this chemistry station. And then for your final handler, the one that is on the brick press, you don't want to give him too many things because then he stops bricking stuff to rather move things around, which might be a little bit of a bottleneck sometimes. But he's going to grab from here. He's going to grab from the shelf like this, and he's going to stock it into this chemistry station, grab from this shelf into this chemistry station, and then this shelf into this chemistry station. And he still has 2 routes left over that you can use in any way that you want. That means that your chemistry stations will get packed with extra ingredients so that they take longer to run out, and you just have to stock the middle shelves to keep them, full, I guess. I would recommend that you leave even numbers for all 3 of these products in the storage racks at all times. And essentially that is it. That is the whole the whole gig. You can change it around as you see fit, add things, change things, move things, remove things. It's completely up to you. In order to get it working, you will have to, of course, pay all of your employees. And it's also a good idea to save your game by this thing at the door and then go ahead and quit and reload. Once you load back in, that will fix any employees that might not be working correctly. And this is what the factory looks like when it's running. You can see here the chemistry labs are going, the lab ovens are going, the mixing stage processes are going. As you can see, there's product over here getting ready to be mixed. So it's going really smoothly. There's stuff already in the brick press over there just outside of the mixing station. And you can see he's already actually packed a brick in here already of our product. So this is 20 of our product, which is this one over here, which if we sell a full brick of this, it is 20 times 548. Which means we can sell a full brick for $10,960. So every single brick is worth 10K, well, almost 11K as they come off the press here, which is very good. I hope you guys enjoyed the build. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and thank you so much for watching.